Hey, Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. So the title of today's podcast is Real Estate Millionaire, Skip the Bar, Watch Take 5 Minutes right now. And the link's below. You know, what it was going to say is skip the bar. Maybe that's the thumbnail says, skip the bar and go to the webinar, right? I want to show you something. I own a bunch of the property you see behind me right here. And a lot of it I've owned and resold and made millions of dollars on. And I got no way to convey this except to explain it in the most, easiest terms possible. And what I want you to know, those of you that are watching, if you're over 30, 40, 50 years old, you can change your life really quickly by just taking a little bit of time to learn about something new that you don't know about. Now, I've got a book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate, but I've got a seminar tonight at 7 p.m. I urge you to watch it. It could change your life. Just like the book says, this book could be worth $1 million to you. This book has been worth $1 million to several of my students already. I've got multi-millionaire students inside of just 2 years now. And so I can't emphasize enough to take a moment. You may think I'm full of crap. There's a lot of people out there that are, but I've been doing this for a very long time. But we made a little video just today. I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm actually so tired I didn't want to do this webinar tonight, but I'm going to do it because it's important to me. So look, I want you to see behind me. These are buildings that I own. I've owned this corner. I own this school here next to it. I own this 20,000 square foot building here. I own this 16,000 square foot building across the street. And I have much more than that, but this is just stuff that's near each other. And this is what I've been doing is I've been buying properties, and most of the properties I buy, you could throw a rock from one property and land and hit another. That's how many deals are out there. Now, they don't happen overnight, and they don't happen all in the same year. It probably took me, I probably bought these 3, 4, 5, 6 properties. Well, I can go over here, 7, 8, 9. I probably bought these over a period of about maybe 7, 8 years, but there's tens of millions of dollars right here. And I'm going to show you, this is what's funny, this has happened to me today, let's go to the street here. Yeah, right here. There's a little gas station, and I made a video here today just to because I thought it was interesting. I was running, I had to get some energy. I was running on jelly beans, which is really bad for somebody 60 years old, but I ran in here to get an egg taco. And I want you to see this. So I was down here. I was sitting in this parking lot, eating a taco. And I was thinking about the webinar. I was actually sitting right here, right there. This is just a couple hours ago. And, hey, by the way, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. First time visitor here, don't let me slip away from you. If you want to learn about making money in real estate, this is the place to find out. I've done real estate deals for many, many years. Everything, I'll just give you a quick example here. So I'm sitting here, and I was eating, and I was looking across the street, and I realized, oh yeah, this is actually a property that I sold. I sold this house and 2 other houses at the same time that I paid $360 for the 3 of them. At different times I bought them, $120 a piece roughly. And I just sold those properties for about almost $1.8 million, and I converted that into another asset and bought an industrial building that gives me $12,000 a month net income every month. And then here's another house. I bought this house here, but it occurred to me when I was sitting there, I bought that house, I bought that house, I bought that house, and it just. Time goes by pretty quickly. So I bought this bar. This is a bar. I bought this bar back in about 2008, and I think I sold it around 2010. We had that 2009 crisis, and that kind of messed me up I was buying a lot of properties. I was getting just a little bit uncomfortable with the changes that were happening. The good thing is the interest rates went down. But just take a look at this. I made $200,000. Exactly what I made, I can't tell you exactly what I made, but probably roughly $200,000. I bought this for $720,000. I sold it for $930,000. So a little over $200,000 more. This vacant lot I flipped with this house. I made about just $20,000, not as much as I would normally like to make on a deal, of course. But this one here, I bought this one for $120,000, and I sold it for I think $530,000 or $630,000. I made $400,000 or $500,000 on that one, and then the same thing. And what's cool is that all of that, while I'm sitting right here, I'm looking at 200,000 made, 20,000 made, 400,000 or 500,000 made, 500,000 made, over $1 million in profit, and this is stuff that's just nearby, you know, in the neighborhood, and I'm not even counting, you know, these other buildings. And look at this building here. If this is interesting to you, and it should be, because you have a chance to learn from somebody that's been doing this for 40 years, and I mean, I've had a great life since 19 years old is when I started. And I mean, when I was 19, I had all the, you know, all the setbacks that you have when you're starting a business and building a business. You know, you sacrifice, you know, your life to a degree when you're working really hard and have a business. That's, you know, but it's fun. And what a thing to look back on. You know, it's just like if I'm ever sick, I feel good because I realize I don't have to do a damn thing and I'm making money. And even today, I haven't had any sleep. I'm doing this webinar for the people that come, not really for me. I'm doing it for you because I like to show up when I say I'm going to. But, you know, look, this building here, I bought this for $350,000. You know, this building's worth $3 or $4 million now. And, you know, this is the kind of stuff you can do when you start, you know, I can't but help to invest. When you start doing something that you love and you make money, it just becomes a part of you. I have to restrain myself. I have to make myself not invest at times because I'm constantly looking, you know, tying stuff up, buying stuff, reselling, and it's wonderful. But, you know, I'm kind of at a stage now here where I'm getting more joy out of showing other people. By the way, look at this. I bought this house here for $200,000, and I put an addition on the back. I sold it for $560,000. This place here, you can see it kind of looks like the place I built across the street. You can't really see it. It's hidden by the trees, I guess. I got another building right here. You can see it. That one there looks just like the one across the street. I built them both. And that's the other thing. You know, not only when you have me mentoring you or when you're learning from me, you don't get just a savvy investor that's done hundreds of deals and made, you know, tens of millions of dollars in profits. But you're getting a guy that knows how to build, knows how to develop. I've rezoned properties, developed, built. These are all things that will come, you know, that will be useful to most of you someday as you open up your portfolio. But I, you know, like I say, I own these two buildings over here as well. All this stuff is so much closer than people realize, and that's why I say get in the webinar. You'll be blown away at how many properties that can be bought near you, no matter where you are. And it's not a fluke. I've bought, you know, maybe 20 properties all around in a little circle here. You run down here, I bought other buildings along the way. This is the place I paid $1 million for, cash, off a property that I made a couple million on. I paid cash for this little building right here. And then as you go up the street, you'll get to another area, and I paid cash for this building right here. You know, that was another two plus million. And these things are worth much more now than when I bought them. You know, I got another building here I own. This is a very valuable piece of property. Brings in a lot of income. You know, some of these assets bring in $300,000 a year in rent. Anyways, I'm kind of exhausted today, but I want to tell everybody, take the 5 minutes it took to watch this. That's the 5 minutes. Take 45 minutes tonight, 7 p.m. Central. I'm going to go take a nap, and I'll be back on here in 2 hours. And you'll see a webinar like you've never seen. And I've got the links below. You can get into there. You know, the best way to do it is go to FlipAnythingUSA.com, and I'll show you where to go. And just go to the upper corner of the page, click on webinar, and all you got to do is fill this out right here. You don't have to put your phone number. If you put your phone number, though, I'll make sure it gets texted to you as well. Just fill this out, send it in. You'll get the link. You'll have the invite. Click on the link. Come into the Zoom link. In fact, I'll even post it. I'll post it in the description below. I'm only going to use it one time. You click on that thing around 7 p.m. Camera's on, microphone's off. If you don't have your camera on, I'm not going to have you involved. You're not going to be in it, unless you're somebody I already know. But I think some of my students will pop in and they'll tell you about their experiences. You know, maybe somebody that's made over $1 million, maybe somebody that just made tens of thousands, or, you know, maybe a couple 100,000. But get in the webinar tonight, 7 p.m. Listen, skip the bar. Listen, how many times have you gone and had a drink and then regretted it afterwards? Or then you get home and you're too tired to throw the kids up in the air and play with them, and then you just wasted another day. You just wasted another day. Listen, I know that stuff. You know, fortunately, I'm pretty well disciplined, but I'm very hard on myself, and you should be hard on yourself. You know, you only have this one life to live, and you have this one opportunity to make money, to pass income to your children, and to take care of yourself. You know, treat yourself well. A lot of you guys just beat yourselves up and don't take care of yourselves. You know, you got to take care of yourself. I mean, if you really don't like yourself, I guess not. But if you like yourself, you know, you deserve better. And these are the things you can do. It's much easier than you realize. But just think about the opportunities that you've had just in happenstance, where you were somewhere and something happened, and whatever. Opportunity happened. That's what tonight is. Tonight is an opportunity for you. You may not know it. You may not realize it. I may sound like all the other bullshitters that are out there, but I'm telling you, take a moment at 7 p.m., take 45 minutes. I'm going to open up. I'm going to show you how I made my first million. When I say show you, I'm going to show you the properties that I bought and where I bought the exact properties, and then I'm going to bring you up to, over the next 30 years where I've made a hell of a lot more. And it's something you can do, and you'd be surprised. You know, I'll show you deals where I've made, 140,000 in a few weeks, 50,000 or 60,000 in, a week or two. And really, I made it like that. See, if you learn to invest by me, which hit that subscribe button if you just got here, you'll learn to grab opportunities, how to find them, but to grab them quickly, and then listen. You flip. You got to flip. A lot of people don't get it, but if you want to spend your life paying for a property for decades, and then that property becomes valuable, that's one way to get there. But if you want to make your money on the purchases and flip and make, hundreds of thousands or maybe even, a million, and then start to diversify and buy stuff that you hold long term. You don't want to buy property long term until you have a decent chunk of cash. Anybody got a question? Go ahead and throw it in here. Otherwise, I'm going to close it out here real quick. But that's the main thing, is flip, take the money now. If you can take 10 and turn it into 20, make 100% on your money, just like that. It doesn't make sense buying something that's going to get you, 10, 20% a year. There's a lot of these hucksters out here try to get you into these funds and tell you it's the best way to get rich, and it's ridiculous. The numbers prove that's not true. The numbers that they offer prove that's not true. You're not going to get rich making 4.5% on your money. You're not going to get rich even making 15% on your money, unless you're already rich. And that's where you got to get. You got to get to that millionaire status before you start taking some of that cash and start throwing it into long-term holds. Now, you can still become a millionaire. There's a lot of safe ways to become a millionaire, and maybe not be as aggressive as I have been and assertive in buying. But even if you do 1/10 of what I've done, you'll be a rich person. And, in 20 years, you'll never have to work again if you go the slow path. Some of you have been able, in my class, have been able to already quit your job with just making a couple $100,000, but you have that cash working for you. You're using it. You know how to use it. You know how to take 10 and turn it into 50 over and over and over again. And that's what you'll learn from me. But you got to open the door. You got to take time. Take some time tonight, 7 p.m., and you'll see something you've never seen before. That I promise you. So I'm gonna let it at that. I gotta go take a nap. I am beat, and we'll see you tonight.